Hi kids, welcome back to my garden. So it is a surprisingly warm day here in southeastern Wisconsin, zone 5A. And I decided to take advantage of it. I am trying to get the rest of my carrots out of the ground. So I'm going to do that. And then I thought I'd bring you around and show you how I put my raised beds to bed in the fall. So that's what we're going to do today. Here I've got my potato fork in here, and I'm loosening up the dirt to get the rest of my carrots. See that? So they're ready to come out. They look good. There's an onion. We just got a bunch of rain. So I thought this would be a good time. There's a nice carrot to do this, because the ground isn't nearly as hard. There's just a few more in here. Those are good. And then over here, there was a row of another row of carrots over here. And baby carrots. A lot of baby carrots. So the tops, some of the tops have all died off. You just gotta kind of dig around and look for them. These were little carrots anyway. They were called Little Fingers, I think. Oh no, Adelaide. That's what they're called, Adelaide. So they weren't going to get that big anyway. You could see they all got to be about that size. Like that. I must be into the rainbow mix here, because these are all a little bigger. Those are going to make some good eating. So these are the ones called Little Fingers. They only get to be 2-3 inches long. That's a good one. Just like that. Okay, that's it for the carrots. So here is the bucket of carrots that I got. I'll clean them all up and I'll take a picture of them and put it here. There's quite a few in there. So we got to take those in and wash them up. As you can see, I still have quite a bit of kale left. It's still very healthy. Now we had 23 degrees this morning, and it looks really good. So it is still growing, believe it or not. Our weather has been pretty mild for our area. We haven't had any snow, which has probably helped this, because I think once the snow gets on it, it damages the leaves more. But I can't get that leaf off. Still really good eating with the kale. I'll leave this out here all winter. It'll eventually die, and the cold weather will eventually take it, especially because it's in a raised bed. This bed is 2 feet off, 2 feet high? 2 feet high. So with our cold winters, it gets pretty cold. It's not like it's in the ground where it's protected a little bit. This bed, when it's 10 degrees below zero, this bed is 10 degrees below zero. So, but for now, we still have fresh kale. So here is my compost bin. Now right next to it is my old one. And it's falling apart. So I'm going to end up having to replace it with some pallets. But I emptied it out, and I'll show you what the dirt looks like. So this is the compost for my compost bin. It is beautiful dirt. Smells really good. Smells like nice composted dirt. And so I put a layer of this all over my raised beds. And my compost doesn't get as hot as like the city's compost does. But some of this compost is close to 3-4 years old probably. So it's done. And I thought it would be a really good addition to all my raised beds. Here in my raised beds, they are all put to bed. So I put a good 6 inches of leaves on top of this, and I chopped them up with my lawnmower through using the bagger and put them on here. Now they've reduced down quite a bit. And then underneath them, there's probably only about, 2 inches. I'm sorry, the light is really bad. It's so far south in the sky. And then I put about an inch of compost from my compost pile in here. So these beds really needed it. They, first of all, they needed to be filled. And between putting dirt in here that came from some of my pots and then putting compost on top, I was able to fill up these beds. So they should be good to go for next year. The leaves will completely break down over the winter. Especially here, because this gets sunlight all year or all winter. Now I have left my parsley in here, flat leaf, curly leaf, oregano, and I have 2 different thymes. It's just such a stark green compared to everything else that's brown. And it's still, I'm surprised how well it's held up through all the frosts. Because we had a pretty frosty one this morning. And then over here, my flowers I left up because it gives the birdie something to eat. Because there are seeds in the flowers. If you take the flower heads and open them up. Here, I'll show you one with the marigolds. Hold on. So let's take a marigold, open it up, and you can see all the marigold seeds in there. So I'm going to leave these out here for the birds to eat. I still have plenty of marigold seeds. Sprinkle them around. And they will be here all year, or all winter. And that will give the birdies something to eat. So you can see here all the beds. They all got compost. And they all got leaves on them. And like for this yarrow here, I picked it up and stuffed it under there. This is more parsley here. More parsley there. It'll eventually die, but for right now it's nice to come out and grab some fresh parsley. So that is going to be it for this episode. It's a surprise episode in November. I wasn't expecting it to be this warm, but it sure is nice. I'm just happy to be able to get outside and do some work outside. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button if you like what you saw here. And until next time, everybody, happy gardening. Bye-bye.